There is a mountain that every Capricorn carries inside. Not the kind you climb once and conquer, the kind you wake up to every morning, the kind that casts a long shadow over everything. People see the peak, they see the success, the discipline, the quiet authority. They see someone who seems carved from stone. They say, reliable, ambitious, cold, tough. But no one sees the climb. No one sees the altitude sickness, the thin air, the moments when the rope goes slack. No one asks what it costs to stand tall when every bone in your body wants to rest. Capricorn is not just a zodiac sign. Capricorn is a story about time, about patience, about the weight of becoming who you are. And like all deep stories, it has many chapters. Today, let's walk through them together, not as a horoscope, as a map of the soul. Every Capricorn is born in winter, not just the season, the feeling. The world greets them not with warmth, but with expectation. As children, Capricorns are often called old souls. They don't run into rooms, they observe. They don't ask for much, they wait. They sense early that love is not free, that attention must be earned, that safety comes from building walls, not from asking for shelter. The little Capricorn learns, if I am good, if I achieve, if I carry my weight, I will be safe. And so they begin. Too early, too seriously. The playground is left behind, the toys gather dust. The child becomes a small adult, and no one notices the loss, because the child is so convenient. Here is the quiet wound of the Capricorn, the one they never speak of. As children, they perform. They bring home good news. They help without being asked. They manage their own emotions so adults don't have to. And everyone applauds. So responsible, so mature. But no one asks, and you? What do you feel? No one sits beside them and says, you can be messy, you can be loud, you can fall apart, I'll still be here. The Capricorn child learns a dangerous lesson. My feelings are irrelevant, only my function matters. So they bury their inner child alive, deep down where no one can see. And they build a fortress on top. The child waits, still waits, for someone to ask. And then comes the call. The world calls to the young Capricorn, and the world does not whisper, it commands. You must succeed. You must provide. You must be the rock for others. You must never fall. The Capricorn hears this call and recognizes it. It's the same voice from childhood, the voice that said, be useful. And they answer. They always answer. They step into the current. They take the job, the debt, the responsibility. They begin the long ascent, not because they chose it, because they were raised for it. For a while, it works. The Capricorn climbs, they build, they earn, they provide. But stone, over time, develops cracks. The first crack is small, a sleepless night, a moment of doubt, a question, is this all? But the Capricorn ignores it. They fill the crack with more work, with more duty, with more, I'm fine. But cracks don't disappear, they wait. Here is the paradox of the Capricorn. They become the person everyone leans on, the one who solves problems, the one who stays calm in crisis, the one who always shows up. But who shows up for them? No one, because they never ask, because they've convinced themselves they don't need to, because needing feels like weakness. And so they carry, and carry, and carry, until the weight is not on their shoulders, it is their shoulders. Many Capricorns reach the top. They achieve what they set out to achieve, the career, the house, the respect. They stand on the peak and look around, and they find themselves alone. Because while they were climbing, they forgot to bring anyone with them, or they sent everyone away, or they never learned how to let anyone share the climb. Success for a Capricorn can be the loneliest place in the world, because no one is there to witness it. And a success without a witness feels like a dream. Every Capricorn has a dark night, a moment when the system collapses, when the fortress shakes, when the stone breaks. It comes in different forms, a failure that cannot be fixed, a loss that cannot be replaced, a realization that cannot be unseen. The Capricorn falls, and for the first time, There is no plan, no strategy, no next step, just the void. This is the moment most people fear. But for a Capricorn, it is also the moment of truth. Because when the ground vanishes, you finally learn to fly. Or you learn to ask for help. Both are terrifying. Both are necessary. As the armor softens, something emerges. The child they buried long ago. The one who wanted to play. The one who wanted to be held. The one who just wanted to be loved. Not for what they did, but for who they are. This meeting is tender, painful, beautiful. The Capricorn weeps, maybe for the first time in years. And in those tears, the stone becomes soil. And in that soil, something new can grow. After the descent, the Capricorn returns. Not as the same person, not as the fortress, but as someone who has been broken and rebuilt. Someone who knows the value of vulnerability. Someone who can now receive, not just give. They walk among people differently. They listen differently. They love differently. Because they have learned, connection is not a transaction. Love is not a reward. Rest is not a luxury. The Capricorn's gift to the world is not their work. It is their presence. Once they have healed, once they have softened, they become anchors for others. Not by carrying them, but by holding space. By being steady without being cold. By being reliable without being distant. They teach others, you can be ambitious and soft. You can be successful and kind. You can climb and still hold hands. This is the true mastery of Capricorn. Not the peak, the integration. If you are a Capricorn, read this slowly. You have spent your life being strong. You have carried what was never yours to carry. You have climbed mountains that others refuse to even look at, and you have done it alone. But you were never meant to be alone. The mountain was never meant to be solitary. The summit was never meant to be empty. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to need. You are allowed to be held. The child inside you, the one you buried so long ago, is still waiting. Not for you to achieve, not for you to prove, just for you to come back and say, I see you, I hear you, you are enough, you are enough. Not because of what you do, because you exist. And the world, your world, is better because you are in it. Not as a fortress, as a human.